I've said before, some of the most interesting people I know are right here at Local Color, the Islander, and the Pier Peddler, and Margaret Schaefer is no different than the rest. I mean, well, she is. She's extraordinary, but
Listen to this.
because I love her. Margaret, when did you actually start working at the Local Color?
Well,
Because you know I forget these things.
Well, when did the store open? In
2003.
All right. Well, we walked. Ron and I, my husband, walked by, and
I
we
called
saw,
Ron my Ron, by the way.
Exactly, and that used to bug me. No, I loved it. But we walked by and saw the door open and came in, and Ron said to you, "What can we do to help you?
That's right,
Can
that's
we
right, that's right.
do some boxes
That's right.
or
Oh,
something?"
that's right. I remember that
And
now.
you said,
That's right.
"No, I think I'm good, but you know what you could do? You could come in maybe once a week and give me a break." And so me thinking, well, of course she means me at a ladies' store like this, I said, well, you know, we just retired. And we didn't retire to be separated, so I don't think that'd work. And you said, "Margaret, I didn't mean just you. I meant you and Ron." And that's what happened. The rest is history. So we would come in and love it, love it, love it. Had a ball in here.
Yeah.
Just had a ball.
I was so blessed opening this store because so many of my mother's friends, my father's friends too, but so many of them came to help me open the store. Nancy Mulholland, who's no longer with us, was my very first employee. I mean, she steamed every piece of clothing in the store along with my mom, and you and Ron were no different. And but let me tell you something special about Margaret and Ron, and because it's hard to separate them even now that he's, you know, he's still here, but he's not here.
But we're never separated.
That's right.
He's always
That's
here.
exactly right. And part of what I loved about Ron was whenever I walked in the door, he'd always say, "Hey, boss."
That's right.
He'd
That's
say,
right.
"Hey, boss," and I'd just slate
And then what would you say? You'd say, "Oh, it's my Ron and Margaret."
That's right. That's right. And Ron, you and Ron were so great. Remember the year that we decorated the store, and we decorated the store for Christmas, and I hung all of this red ribbon.
Yes, yes.
It was just beautiful. We were sitting outside, and you and Ron said, "It looks like Marshall Fields," and I think I started crying because I thought, "Oh my God, I've arrived! It looks like Marshall
Well,
Fields."
and to us, that was the ultimate.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
Chicago.
Yeah,
Marshall
yeah.
Fields was the ultimate.
So Margaret, I'd like to have a little confession from you.
Oh, dear.
I want to hear, what did you and Ron do when there weren't customers in the store, when you were here alone together?
Well, Rod Stewart music would come on, and we would be in the back, and we would trip a little like fantastic.
She
We
means
danced.
dancing.
Yes. Well, that's what I can tell you about. But we always used to love that, and
Yeah.
we loved to be together and dance, and this store was such a happy place, and it still is.
Yeah, yeah. And what about that couple? Do you remember that couple that loved, it was that when that Rod Stewart CD came out with all the oldie songs on it.
Right.
And there was a couple that really loved that CD, and I think, was the husband in the hospital or something?
Yes.
What was that?
Yes, and the woman came in, and we asked her about her husband, and she said he was in the hospital, and she said, "I was looking for something to perk him up," and we said, "Does he like music?" And she said yes, and so we put a Rod Stewart CD on. She took it, and she said it just perked him up, and he loved it.
Yeah, yeah, there are a lot of good stories like that. So, what about our customers? What can you tell me about our customers?
Well, our customers are fantastic.
They are.
I love working here. Everybody that comes in is happy, and I don't know if it's because they're on vacation.
Part of it, for sure.
Well, yeah, but they're lovely.
Yeah.
I have never personally had anybody that was anything but just perfectly lovely to me. And they ask all kinds of questions. Probably 3 weeks ago, somebody came in and said, "I haven't been here for a few years, and where's your husband?" And I said, "Well, thank you for asking." She said, "Well, you were always here together."
Yeah.
And I said, "Well, he's no longer here.
Yeah.
He's in heaven with the Lord."
Yeah, yeah.
But I said, "He is here with me always." And she just filled up with tears.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I have wonderful memories And that's why I'm still working here, because of the wonderful memories.
He was so much a part
But
of this.
people are just, they come back in and they look for the employees that they've seen before. I've had many people come in and ask me about other employees.
Darlene, how many
Yes.
people ask about Darlene
Yes,
before?
yes.
She went back to Michigan, or
Yeah.
Sue Kemper,
That's
or
right.
yeah,
That's
lots
right.
of people
That's
they
true.
ask about. It's true.
And I love the people I work with. And it's,
Even Patty?
Oh, especially Patty.
I know it.
That was another thing that we used to do when I worked in the evening, when I worked alone after Ron died, and Patty and I would work together. And then I would run upstairs when there was nobody here, make a little bit of tea, and then we had tea time.
We have a coffee maker upstairs.
Yes, we had tea time. We don't do that now during the day. There doesn't seem to be any time, but there used to be a little period between the time when people would have dinner and then they would come in, that there wouldn't be anybody in the store. So that was a little secret I wasn't supposed to tell the boss.
It's all right. People have a lot of leeway here. Okay, so Margaret lives at the very north end of the island and works here in Times Square, but she also does all of the bookkeeping for all three of our stores. And Margaret, tell me something about how just in recent years, how you're seeing Fort Myers Beach change.
Well, I love Fort Myers Beach. And here I'm mentioning Ron again, but when he passed away, the children walked into the house, and the first thing I said was, wait, don't say what are we going to do with Mom, because Mom's staying here. And
I don't think they meant it that way.
no. But they said, well, don't you want to come live with your grandchildren? And I said, thank you. As long as I can fly and get there, I do want to be with my grandchildren, but I want to live here because Fort Myers Beach is a great place to live.
Yeah.
And every morning I get up and thank the Lord that I'm here.
Yeah, well, she's got a beautiful view too. She wakes up and she looks right out on the beach, and
Well,
it's
that's a
it
plus.
doesn't it
That's a
doesn't
plus.
hurt.
That's
It
a
doesn't
plus.
hurt. When I was really thinking about local color and what it was going to be, there were a million names we tossed about. One of them was frangipani or frangipanis. And all we kept hearing was somebody answering the phone saying, "Hi, this is Frangipanis," and we thought, nope, not that. And local color, when local color came to me, and it was actually my very first instinct for the name of the store, but people didn't like it, they didn't get it. But just what you said, local color, Times Square is local color.
That's exactly
It is
right.
local color. So years ago, during the film festival, Tim Curry from what was that? Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, yeah.
Was here in town
yeah.
for the film festival, for our film festival, and we were at the surf club, and this was just as I was getting ready to open this store, and I'm sitting at the bar with him and Bruce Cermak at the surf club, and he looks over at me and he says, "Darling, can you show me a little bit of local color?" And I said, "Oh my God, that's gonna be the name of my new store." And he said, "What?" As he's drinking his drink. And it is. It was like that was an affirmation, because local color, that notion of the sense of a place.
Yes.
I think this store pretty much exemplifies. It's
I do too.
colorful.
I do too.
You never know what you're gonna see here.
No, and that's thanks to you. I can't tell you how many compliments I've had about, oh, I love your store. And then I say, oh, thank you very much.
Oh, that's right. People used to think that Ron and Margaret owned the store. They'd come in and they'd say, "You're the owners, aren't you?"
And we
I
used to
just
say,
go, "Yes."
well, if you happen to be here, I would say no. But that's it. It's just a happy place, and you do such a beautiful job. Everything in here, there's no way.
Yeah, but you know I don't do it alone. You know the small bit I do?
Oh,
It's
no.
like I'm an idea person, so I get the stuff, but then you all do everything else with it that
Well,
makes it the perfect mix.
No, but I've seen you and David down here, and you will tear the place apart.
Yeah.
And then redo it, and it's
I used to
phenomenal.
drive my father crazy.
It's phenomenal.
He'd say, "Are you bored?" Nope, just got to mix it up.
I know. No, it's great. It's great. I love it, and I appreciate the fact that I'm here and I'm able to do it, and I just love it.
So, 14 years later, are you glad that you walked in the door to say, "Could you help?"
Oh, am I glad?
I'm
Am
glad
I
to be
glad?
part of your family and
Oh,
have you
you're
as part
so
of mine.
sweet. Oh, you're wonderful. I
Love you, Margaret. Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
The end.